information. But the question is, are we really ready for it?
High-definition television, or HDTV. It is the latest obsession in screen technology. Simply, it is a superior way of watching TV. With all the hype that advertisers have created around HDTV technology, the usual standard definition CRT, LCD, and plasma screens are now a thing of the past. Television images are 6 times clearer on HDTV, as this new screen has 6 times the number of pixels compared to a regular standard definition TV screen. The result? Images are 6 times sharper, colors are richer, and we can feast our ears on Dolby Digital 5.1 surround sound. Gamers have long hopped onto the HD bandwagon and are fully utilizing HDTV for a better gaming experience. Microsoft says that 9 out of 10 Xbox 360 owners own an HDTV set, an indication that gamers are fully on board the HD bandwagon.
Gamers have long been anticipating the use of HD screen because gamers want to immerse themselves entirely into a game, the gaming experience. So HD actually allows them to actually experience the realism within the game, the excellent graphics and environment there. And once they've got that experience, they would not want to go back to the standard definition quality, because it's like watching, a full movie in HD and you go back to your SD movie. It's the same thing for games. The game graphics quality and images are totally different in HD to SD.
We're seeing that the market is expected to exceed 230 million mobile gamers by year 2009. Well, gaming on HD television really makes the action come out right out at you. It is the ultimate realistic gaming experience. Action just pops up right at you.
The Xbox 360 and the PlayStation 3 both output an HD signal, enabling the HDTV industry to tap into the rapidly growing and lucrative gaming industry. It also takes the element of realism, something gamers live by, to a whole new level.
Realism is something that's very important when it comes to gaming. The gamers want an experience that's realistic. So there are many so-called qualities when it comes to gamers looking out for. In terms of graphics are a lot sharper. You see the definition of a character a lot clearer. Colors are a lot brighter. You get many more colors in HD. In terms of movement and texture, the hair and the eyes, the so-called features of a character, so these are a lot more real in HD compared to standard definition. When they actually use HD screens to play a game, sometimes it really feels like that's like a real world that you're looking at. You're not looking at a world that so-called doesn't exist, but it looks real in itself. So that's something that the gamers should move into already.
Gamers are more technologically savvy. They're more demanding in terms of functionality and also in terms of specifications. Samsung's strategy is to provide them with something that's tailored to their needs. And really what we have launching is the Series 4 Full HD LCD TV. That's 3D ready. It's the world's first. It also incorporates the world's first 100 Hz real motion picture enhancer. And what this does is allow us to capture fast-moving action more vividly.
The niche gaming market isn't the only one getting the best of HDTV. Major brands such as Sony and Samsung are fast developing the latest HD screens for mass consumers. In fact, HD wars are already being fought. The Blu-ray disc has won the battle for the retail video market against HD DVD. And now, HD LCD TVs are far overtaking HD plasma TVs in manufacturing and sales worldwide.
When HDTV was first launched, prices were quite high. As of today, the prices have become affordable for the masses. So we see more take-up for HDTV. From our estimation, by year end, in every 2 households, 1 household would actually own a HD ready or HD TV. So adoption of HD TV in Singapore is pretty high.
So if you have HD TV, would the shows you watch have to be filmed in HD? Also ahead, to touch or not to touch. What's the big deal with touchscreen? But before I get carried away with that debate, let's have a look at what's making news in the world of IT.
In a few days, the world will witness for the first time the Olympic Games in digital. This year, everything from basketball heats to team handball will be available live direct to PC. More than 2,000 hours of live content will be made available for free via NBCOlympics.com, all thanks to NBC Universal and Microsoft streaming technology. Games fanatics and sports buffs will be able to watch nearly any event live. But for crew junkies out there, an enhanced video player also allows picture-in-picture viewing and a control room experience where up to 4 events can be watched all at the same time. And in more web news, Facebook users rejoice. Scrabulous is back on the social networking site. Now it has a new name and a new look to dodge legal claims from the owners of Scrabble. The popular web version of the word game returned just a few days ago after North American Facebook users were blocked from the application, a move made by its creators, the Agarwala brothers. Hasbro Inc., owners of Scrabble in North America, had sued the Indian brothers behind the Scrabulous, claiming copyright infringement. Now, the game has reappeared with the name Word Scraper, and with a new look too, using circles instead of Scrabble's square tiles.
Unprecedented security for the US president in the nation regarded as America's closest ally in Asia. What does George Bush hope to achieve in South Korea in his farewell tour? We find out on Primetime News.
Open 24/7. Work wherever. Enjoy burning the midnight oil. Stay switched on. Think out of the box.
This week, we're in Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam, where apparently coffee is God. And whether it's drink, food, or skincare, more and more Vietnamese are growing an appetite for brands. So who will win the battle of the brands?
This program is brought to you by Audi. On the 26th of July 2008, a full house crowd attended Channel News Asia and Raffles Hospital's seminar on health in a woman's world. The audience were given a fun and comprehensive talk on issues related to women and their sexual reproductive health.
We wanted to share with women some advice on fertility, conception, and how to have safe pregnancy.
The participants can now know that there are many tests that can be done during pregnancy, such as the first trimester screening, where we can screen for Down syndrome babies very accurately.
Tells you more about women's health and maybe the latest medical facilities available.
It's been very useful. Went through from beginning to all the way to the end.
Presented by Raffles Hospital. Supported by these sponsors. And organised by Channel News Asia.
The market is saturated with all types of high-definition screens in all sizes, and it seems everyone is doing the high definition. Even makeup companies are coming out with HD makeup, as if that is going to make us look any younger. We'll get into that discussion a little bit later on. But seriously, is there enough content for us to enjoy the goodness of that HD TV mounted on your living room wall?
Mega Media made its foray into high-definition content some 3 years ago. Recently, they produced Singapore's first full HD gaming tournament for TV coverage. Mega Media also runs 5 HD channels for Singtel's Mio TV.
We went to HD because we believe that that's the future of television today. Standard definition, you watch television, people just come home and sit there and watch it. But with HD, it's a total change of mindset. People experience the programs, people experience HD. The pictures are more vibrant, the pictures are more alive. In fact, even the sound with 5.1 surround, it actually draws you further into the programs. So with HD, we say you experience television.
Singapore was the first in Southeast Asia to launch HDTV back in 2006. But the Asia-Pacific Broadcasting Union has noted that 2008 will be a pivotal year for HDTV launches outside of North America and Europe. A Euroconsult survey reports that Asian broadcasters believe HD will increase revenue. The number of HD channels being offered by these platforms are expected to increase more than tenfold by 2013.
We expect the market for HD to grow in the region because the region is becoming more affluent. People have spare money to buy nice big screens, nice big HD screens, and because of that, the demand for HD will definitely increase. HD type content produced on HD for HD broadcasts. When Mega Media went into HD about 3 years ago, the cost increase was about 20% from SD to HD. But as of today, HD gear is as cheap or even less expensive than SD equipment.
For channel broadcasters, large-scale conversion from standard definition to high definition means balancing the need to meet mass consumer demand as well as keeping up with changing costs.
So in terms of investment for a TV station, the cost could be hundreds of thousands of dollars if we're actually converting from standard program to high definition program. But in terms of a full conversion of the broadcast and transmission network, that could easily cost up to tens of millions of dollars per channel. We have to take a long-term view to HD. If you look at the experience of countries which are successful in adopting HD like the US, HD is an evolutionary process. So in the US, there has been a lot of government support. There was a very clear digital switchover date. And on the commercial front, because of competition between satellite and cable providers, HD was actually a key differentiator. In Asia, we have a much bigger population base. So HD adoption is actually likely going to come from the higher end families.
With the changes that HDTV will bring to both viewers and content producers, traditional products are being given new twists. And what do you know? The latest to go HD is makeup.
Now, everything you see on HD TV is 6 times more clearer, magnified and more crystal clear. Now, what does that mean? Good and also bad. Bad meaning now for the actors, when they stand in front of the HD camera, now their flaws are magnified 6 times also. For example, when they have wrinkles, they have more wrinkles now. If they have open pores, they have more open pores now, and likewise other flaws. With HD makeup, the product is able to diffuse just enough light sensitive enough for the HD camera. And all you see is a flawless skin with a soft focus effect. So yes, definitely anybody will look younger with this on TV.
Makeup Forever's HD range has been featured in the production of a Singapore film, Invisible Children, and it is the first of many projects to come. However, the path to HD hasn't exactly been smooth. The roadblock here is that there is no free-to-air HD content available in Singapore. Viewers with HD TV sets have to subscribe to MediaCorp's HD5 trial channel, StarHub's Discovery HD, and the National Geographic HD, as well as Singto Mio HD. HD movie titles have also been made available in HD Blu-ray, but choices are limited to only Hollywood blockbuster movies. Prices are pretty steep.
HDTV 有一些地方我们还没有开始卖啦，不过有一些地方我们是很少。不过在 HDTV 的area 里面的，它的 demand 会比较差。如果我们去买那个 software， 去买那个 Blu-ray 跟 DVD 的价钱，就 different 最少都30-40%。比如讲说 Blu-ray 的价钱跌到跟 DVD 一样的价钱，那么 definitely 人家会 prefer 去看 Blu-ray 了，就看它的价钱，就好像现在的 DVD 跟 VCD 一样。如果 DVD 的价钱现在跟 VCD 很接近了，所以很多人就已经去看那个 DVD 了 ，VCD 就很少人买。
There's just so many things happening inside the world of high definition that it often makes me wonder, is the public really HD ready? We'll be right back.
Unprecedented security for the US president in the nation regarded as America's closest ally in Asia. What does George Bush hope to achieve in South Korea in his farewell tour? We find out on Primetime News.
Why of all is me? I don't drink, I don't smoke. People don't really believe, maybe thought that at this young age might not be the case to have this breast cancer.
How do you find the will to move on? Hear their stories on the debut episode of A Journey of Hope, Wednesday, 9:30 p.m. on Channel News Asia.
A Journey of Hope is brought to you by Parkway Cancer Centre, AIA, Vitagen and the following partners.
Come August 8th, 2008, celebrate the world's biggest sporting event right here in Asia. One world, one dream, one media partner brings you to the heart of Olympic action. With over 1,000 hours of broadcast coverage on Channel 5, HD5, Channel U and TV Mobile. Feel the pride of Asia up close. Experience the most comprehensive Olympics coverage in Singapore with MediaCorp.
You're watching That's IT. In a moment, we'll touch on the phenomenon of touchscreen. But first, Gadget of the Week.
Let's start off with this one-of-a-kind monitor HP calls the Dream Color Display. This monitor is designed for professionals in the media industry who needs to see colors as they should be seen. The Dream Color can achieve 1 billion colors. That is more than 64 times the colors available in most LCD screens. HP color scientists and DreamWorks animation animators created the display together, and it was first used in the production of Kung Fu Panda. Of course, what's an HP event without its trademark notebooks? Check out the Pavilion DV5. It is breathtaking to just look at. What I really like is its unique metal surface design that spells sleek. The notebook range also comes with new magical chrome controls that appear at the touch of a finger. And the icing on the cake is its frameless infinity glass screens. This unit promises loads of fun for the entire family. Crop pictures, create playlists, and do so much more. But since I'm no fan of anything touchy, I hunted down the expert to tell me why I should be one.
You know, it is the simplest, most intuitive, fun way to interact with a PC. God gave us this, right? It's the most intuitive pointing device, and this combined with the touch technology that we've incorporated into the product means that you have easy access to all of the content that you care about, and it's fun.
And last but not least, my favorite, the Voodoo Envy. Feast your eyes on this premium notebook.
This one was the envy of many in Berlin. Just take a look, and you'll know why. It is bold, black, and boxy. But it is also thin. The Envy comes equipped with the Instant On solution. Makes it one of the fastest loading systems ever. Customers can personalize their Voodoo Envy with Voodoo Allure paint colors. The Envy comes with a unique backlit keyboard and a full 13.3-inch LED display.
But there's a catch. This is only available in the US and Canada. Aptly named perhaps because I'm so envious of those guys who can go online and order this fine piece of product.
New screen technology has given us yet another creation, the touchscreen. Made popular by mobile devices such as PDAs of the early days and recently hyped up by the iPhone. Touchscreens basically rely on what else but the touch of a finger to work. Touchscreens have been pushed into our lives as the next phenomenon, not only in mobile, but also desktop PC technology. What most people don't know is that touchscreens aren't exactly new. They were invented in a basement in Kentucky, in the United States, way back in the black and white days of 1971, even before the year I was born, by Dr. Samuel Hurst. Today, multiple companies are fronting a wide variety of touchscreen products in the market. Is this a sign that soon everything will be touch? Can we soon touch our way through all our electronic gadgets and gizmos?
As touch is one of our basic senses of our human body, it is a natural and intuitive way to interact with technology. In today's world, the general public is well versed with touch through the ATM machine that are touchscreen based, as they use it in their everyday life.
The touch industry is growing at an annual rate of 15% here in Asia. Manufacturers are hoping that consumers' intuition will agree with the intuitive technology that touchscreens have to offer.
We believe that touch is an intuitive way for people to interact with the computer, but it doesn't mean that keyboards are going away. It doesn't mean that mice are going away. It just means that there's an alternative manner in which you can interact.
Touchscreen technology is, we believe, here to stay, but we do realize that not everybody will want to move over to a touchscreen phone. There will still be people who prefer the more traditional way of pressing buttons. Let's face it, touchscreen phones are still going to be costing a little bit more than button phones, for the simple fact that this component is still a little bit more expensive right now. Ultimately, what Samsung is trying to do by launching the Samsung Omnia is to give people a choice.
I'm not sure if I've mentioned this before, but I'm actually quite skeptical with touchscreen anything. Apart from fingerprint smudges, I'm just the kind of person who really likes to touch with my fat fingers. But before I share my thoughts on touch, I'm opening the floor up for touchscreen aficionados to have their say. Sat, you're on the hot seat. Welcome to That's IT's first ever, no-holds-barred, unmoderated face-off. My friend Sat here is a tech journalist who is pro-touch, and, I just don't want to be touched. So what is it about touchscreen you like so much?
Well, I just don't like it. I actually love it. The basis of loving it is that I can just use my finger to scroll through the applications that I want, and when I want to open it, I just have to tap it, and it opens up. Look, it's your CNA website. Well, the gist of touchscreen technologies is basically it's more fun, it's more interactive. So basically what you want to do is have maybe half an hour of touchscreen, using the touchscreen keyboard and all that. But for long emails, Word files and all that, you got to use a physical keypad.
So are you trying to say I'm not a fun person by not wanting to be touched?
I'm not saying that. But, if you want to use more URLs, websites, basically small, easy-to-use stuff, then you got to use the touchscreen key because it's more fun.
Okay, fine. We were born in a different decade, but if I sit on my desk and actually have to, let's say, crop a picture, my hands will get tired just trying to crop one picture if it's extended like this. And I don't know how many pictures I can really crop.
Well, basically, you just got to get used to it, okay? So, like when I first started, I couldn't get used to it. So now, after playing with it for a while, it's become secondary to me. You got to get used to touch on PC instead of it getting used touch to you.
Which is one of my other issues with touchscreen phones is actually I need a stylus just to make sure I get the right words in and sending an email, and I can't do that while I'm talking to you. I mean, what's the point of getting a touchscreen if you still need to use a stylus to type something, and then, you're just concentrating again, typing out a message instead of doing other things with an actual keypad. I mean, I can easily send a message or dial a phone number without looking at it because I know where the keys are and I know I'm pressing something.
Well, like with the HP 912 that you're holding, you get the best of both worlds. You get touchscreen for people like me, and you got QWERTY keypads for people like you.
So for a full touchscreen phone, let's say, I mean, it takes time to actually have to look at every key you're touching, doesn't it?
For a while, yes, it does. But you do have phones that have haptic feedback that, when you press it, there's a vibration that emits out, so you know that you're pressing the keys.
But another thing with a full touchscreen phone, you put it, you're making a call, and all of a sudden you hear beeping tones because your face is actually pressing on, numbers.
Right.
Then another problem comes up. Press 1 for English, press 2 for Chinese.
Oh, then you switch
and
on
then
back
you
your
have
phone.
to look at your phone again and switch on the keypad.
Well, that has its shortcomings, I do have to agree. But you cannot.
It takes 2 seconds out of my daily life.
Well, you'll get that back soon enough.
Well, thank you very much. I'll give you the last say. Why do you like touchscreen?
Well, what you see is what you touch.
Fad or future? It's funny how a friend of mine told me just the other day how he needs to get used to touchscreen phones because it's the way to go. No way, I said, not as long as I have fat fingers. That's all for this week. Go ahead and touch someone if it makes you happy. I'm Timothy Go. That's it.
cars and faster cars. That's IT is satisfying your need for speed, but why are we in a hurry?
You grow up with cars and you like cars your whole life.
Discover and experience the cars from inside out on That's IT, Tuesday at 8:30.
Channel that I turn to when I want to get a true Asian perspective.
A name synonymous with fast, accurate news with an Asian insight.
I watch Channel News Asia every morning. I start the day, every day, watching your show, and it's fantastic.
Channel News Asia is where industry captains get their news from.
The programs to me are insightful, very interesting. It covers all aspects, and not just only on news coverage, as well as lifestyle programs, and even to topical issues, that concerns, Singaporeans and Asians.
No matter which industry you lead, if it's the Asian insight you're after.
Bottom line is, if you want to know about Asia, watch Channel News Asia.
I watch Channel News Asia.
Channel News Asia, providing Asian perspectives.
Patek Philippe is one of the few remaining family-owned Swiss watch manufacturers. The company designs and produces the world's finest timepieces. Time by Patek Philippe, brought to you by Sincere Fine Watches.
Good evening, everyone. I'm Elvin Young.
And I'm Melissa Hiak. You're watching Primetime News on Channel News Asia.
In the headlines, with 2 days to go to the Olympics, China spreads a thick blanket of security across the country in roads leading to Beijing.
Airtight security too in the Korean capital as George Bush arrives as part of his final tour to Asia as US president.
A slight easing of tensions along the Thai-Cambodian border. Bangkok agrees to withdraw some troops, but Cambodia hasn't budged.
And the Malaysian Prime Minister and his deputy the subject of an anti-corruption complaint from a leading member of their own party.
Well, security is tight in China today, from Beijing ahead of the Olympics to Sichuan, where the torch is winding up its relay to the northwestern Xinjiang city of Kashgar.
Authorities are staying vigilant in the wake of a bomb attack that killed 16 police officers in Xinjiang. China's top official in Xinjiang has accused separatists of waging a violent battle to hurt the Olympics.
Well, 2 men have been arrested for the attack. Chinese police say the men were carrying documents calling for a holy war.
It's 3 days to go before the Olympics, and the Chinese authorities are not taking any chances. The city of Kashgar